Hello, friends. Have you ever wondered what's the difference between a frog and a toad? Well, let's find out in today's video. Hi, I'm here to make science easy and fun for you. Now, frogs and toads are both amphibians. They are both part of the same family, which is called Ranidae. The word frog and toad are not scientific terms. People use them to describe different kinds of frogs with certain characteristics. So basically all toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. Do you know what I mean? In general, people call a frog a toad if it has dry, bumpy, warty skin. However, there are exceptions. Some frogs have dry, bumpy skin, but they're still called frogs. People also call a frog a toad if it has short, stubby legs. But again, there are exceptions. Some frogs have short legs, but they're still called frogs. So how do you determine whether you should call an amphibian a frog or a toad? Well, there are two main differences between frogs and toads that you can look for. No. 1, their skin, and no. 2, their feet. Let's take a closer look at these. First, let's compare their skin. Frogs usually have smooth, moist, slimy skin, while toads usually have rough, dry, bumpy skin. Frogs tend to live near water, so their skin stays moist and slimy. Their skin even secretes a mucus that helps keep their bodies moist. This mucus also protects frogs from harmful bacteria and fungi. Toads usually live farther away from water, so their skin dries out more easily. Their skin also has more of a network of dry, scaly bumps than frogs do. These bumps can even be warty. These characteristics help toads conserve water and live in drier environments than frogs. Now let's compare their feet. Frogs have webbed feet that help them swim and move through the water. Their toes are also generally longer than toads. Webbed feet are an example of a homologous structure. Homologous structures are body parts that are similar because they remade from the same tissues or structures during embryonic development. Even though frogs and toads are very different now, this shows that they share a common ancestor. Scientists can use homologous structures to group organisms together based on their evolutionary relationships. Toads have shorter, stubbier feet that help them walk on land. Their toes are also generally shorter and more rounded than frogs. There are some frogs that have short, stubby legs and dry, bumpy skin, like this one. So do they belong to the frog group or the toad group? Well, they belong to neither. This frog is an example of an exception to the rules. There are many different kinds of frogs and toads, and they don't always fit into neat little categories. Now, frogs and toads do have some similarities, though. Both frogs and toads are amphibians, which means they can live both on land and in water. They both lay eggs, and their eggs hatch into tadpoles, which have tails. Tadpoles eventually grow into adult frogs and toads. Frogs and toads also both have 3-chambered hearts and are cold-blooded. Frogs and toads come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and textures. There are over 6,000 species of frogs and toads worldwide, and new ones are still being discovered. Many frogs and toads are endangered due to habitat loss and climate change. So it's important that we learn about and protect these amazing creatures. I hope you enjoyed learning about frogs and toads. If you did, make sure to share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.